So yeah, so I'm trying to like
I
get the
mean, but you
lighting
still
right.
look good. I see you.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to like fiddle with the blinds and stuff, but it's all good. Okay, honey, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the My Virgo Friend podcast. I am your host, CheChe. I appreciate you tuning in to another episode. We have a very special guest with us today, Miss Unique of the Becoming Unique podcast. Hello, my friend.
Hey.
I'm
Oh my
so
goodness. I
yes,
love it.
I'm so happy to have you here. Every time we start the My Virgo Friend podcast, we always start with 4 deep breaths, okay? And I keep clanging the doggone bowl. I'm all excited. It's all in my hands. So you guys, let's go for those 4 deep breaths. Inhaling in through the nose, exhale fully throughout the mouth, and try to inhale deeper and exhale more with each inhalation. Let's go. Inhale. And let's take a sip of our beverage. Unique, what are you sipping, hon?
H2O.
H2O Saintsies.
H2O. But my water, I actually make my water if you want to hear about this.
No, I do.
So what I do is, you know how we know about filtering our water. So we take the water out the sink and then I put it in my filter. I have the zero filter. So
Zero. Okay.
it takes like all of like the bad ingredients that, has been put in there. But then
Yeah.
the next step I do, I have to probably I take minerals and I mineralize the water because now once the filter filters the water out, it strips all the minerals. And the
Okay.
minerals is what's important in your water as well too. We need our minerals.
Right.
And when water runs through nature because it's running through streams and rocks and stuff, it's picking up all of those minerals. But we lose that when we start putting it through this whole water system. So that's why you see with Poland Springs and stuff like that, those waters are supposed to have the minerals because you see the rocks and stuff because it's supposed to have it. I don't know if they do or not, but I know I'm making control of my water. So I put my minerals in there. And then after that, I use this, I do something called vortexing the water.
Okay.
So vortexing is making the water go in a swirl. If I knew I was going to talk about this, I think my thing is not even charged. So I put the carafe. It came with a carafe, and then it swirls the water, and swirling the water is putting life into the water because every water that's out there in the real world of God is moving. So life. So water is supposed to have life, but once it's in that water bottle, once it's going through the straight lines of our pipes, it's losing its life, it's losing its structure, it's unstructured water. And when you do something called vortexing, it structures the water. So you're bringing life back into it. And if you start doing research on water, just even speaking to your water and saying, I love you, you're changing the vibration and the energy of your water. And the same thing you can put on your water bottle, put your affirmations, all that type of stuff on it, just like, if you do moon water and stuff, you believe in the energy of the moon and all that type of stuff. So it's the same thing with the water that we drink every day. So I'm taking that water that has now gone through all of these pipes that I don't know what the heck is going on through the pipes. Chemicals are being infested and I'm redesigning my water. So I say I make my water because now I did all of those steps before I start to drink it. And then sometimes I put essential oils in it as well too. So do I have something here? So I use this brand called doTERRA. So doTERRA, so I just want to make it clear that I'm not trying to promote the brand or anything, but a lot of oils that we may see like in like a TJ Maxx or just like randomly, because like essential oils are like popular now. So now there's all of these like, versions of essential oils, but they're not like, the grade where it's like, third party tested and it's actually essential oils. just like food in the supermarket, they make so many fake versions of everything. It's the same thing with essential oils. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's chemicals and stuff like that put into like the non-pure ones. This is a pure one. This is purely so I can take it internally. That's why some essential oils may say do not take internally, because it's some type of synthetic products mixed in there.
Oh
But
shoot.
this is so this one I can do internally. So I'll just do it, drop it, and then it just like I have a couple of podcasts on essential oils. I don't even want to speak on it because like my guest like did an amazing job of explaining what essential oils do, because this is another gift from God, because it's taking like the plants and and grinding the oil out of the plants, and it's giving us all of these amazing benefits for our body. I ran my mouth off about this water.
Golly, you coming out the gate blowing my mind, okay, with the information. First, let's back it up, ma'am. Let's back it up. Tell us who you are. Tell us about the Becoming Unique. Who are you?
I'm like, I make my water.
No, I love it though. Because I didn't know about any of that stuff. So I'm just excited to see what else we tap into. But before we get on the road now, I do want to tell us about who you are.
Okay, so I'm unique, and now I'm just calling myself Becoming Unique.
Okay.
So I've been unique my whole life. My mother and father named me Unique, and I think I lived a very I'm not gonna. How do I say? I don't want to say normal, but my life, I just went with the flow.
Okay.
You went with the flow. You grew up as a child, sit down, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, and so on. And there's a quote that I heard a few years ago that said, do you remember who you were before the world told you who to be? And I think that's how I grew up. The world told me who to be, and that's who I became.
Yeah.
And not until and then when I became an adult, I had children, and now my whole energy and focus was put into the children. Still never discovering who Unique was, because I just went with the flow. Go to school, do your homework, do this, do that.
Autopilot.
Yes. And then, got a boyfriend very early on in high school, and then the boyfriend became the husband. So of course, never having that moment to be with Unique and find out who Unique was, because now you're in a relationship, and when you're in a relationship, it's about that person a lot of the times, and not necessarily about you,
Yeah, absolutely.
your energy towards that person.
Yeah.
And never discovering like what's Unique's favorite color, what does Unique like to eat.
Right.
And then
you're
you're in these relationships, and you're trying to do things, not saying being people pleasers, but you're like trying to be accommodating to everyone around you, but never realizing what is it about you that you like, instead of figuring out, I just want to make sure everything's right so we're all happy.
Yeah.
So it took me until after 40 to finally come to a moment of becoming unique.
Yeah.
And I did not wake up one day and say, this is bull crap, I need to become unique. It didn't happen like that. It just slowly started to happen. It was like, first I started to take a course, and then I started to make space for me.
Yeah, making space is so important.
And when I started to make space, then I realized I can make more space, and I can make more space. And then after like a year or two of me just changing aspects within my life, getting a gym membership and doing different things. And then I came to the point when Michelle Obama's book came out, Becoming. And she said in an interview with Oprah, I hate when people ask children, what do they want to be when they grow up, as if growing up is a final destination. And she said, it's not, we're always becoming. And that stuck with me, because I think in my mentality, I thought, okay, I'm here in adulthood, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm a mom. I'm a mom of two. This is who I am. And never saying, and not allowing myself to say, oh, I can keep becoming, I can keep evolving.
Yes, more layers.
There's more layers, instead of just being stuck in the one layer of thinking, oh, I'm a mother and that's it. So the backstory of becoming unique. So that's how I walked into this world of becoming unique. And now, I just realized I am just a spirit, a spirit that is just, wants to share light and love throughout this world. And that's who Becoming Unique is at this moment. And I have a podcast also called Becoming Unique. And within the podcast, it's just me growing, but at the same time, it's informative. So just like I gave you this whole story about the water, I had brought a guest on to learn more about water, to understand water, because, with listening to other podcasts, I started to hear all these little things. I'm like, wait a minute, there's more to water than what we know.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I need to dig further into this. So then I had a guest on about that. And then just like you, it's like, I'm hearing about this birth chart. And I was like, I need somebody to tell me about the birth chart. And so then you came onto my podcast to tell me about, school me on the birth chart and help me understand this. So it's kind of like me going through those layers and starting to, all those aspects. I wanted to learn about essential oils. I had someone come on. So as I'm learning, I'm sharing this information with the world as well at the same time.
I love that. That is so cute. I love you. Like, you're so sweet. You're literally beautiful from the inside out. You have a radiance about you. You're very articulate, very smart, very kind, warm, receptive. I love your voice. And you're in New York, right?
Yes.
You're the cutest voice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, but I love that you're sharing, just having that aha moment of like, you know what, who am I? What do I like to do? Did you ever have like a shadow work experience, like a dark night of the soul where you just kind of went through the tears and just that purging of stagnant energy you can recall?
Not really. And just like you, when we did the birth chart, I learned that because I'm a Cancer sun, but Virgo moon. Is it Virgo moon? So I could never understand why my emotions, I wasn't as emotional as people thought I should be. And so I'm not very emotional, but I can say is life is not happening to you, it's happening for you.
Ooh.
And
break it down.
So life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. So sometimes, when things may happen, and I didn't have a dark night. I didn't have a dark night at all. And I'm trying to see how I can definitely explain this. Sometimes I don't know how to explain it. Is this like really, really straight through, or you could edit?
What you mean? I usually have it go straight through.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we trim in the middle? Like we can take little segments out the center? Because I usually just chop the beginning and end.
Well, I mean, you do it on, what do you do it on?
What is this?
iMovie?
I guess. I think so.
Huh?
Like, I literally pull up the file, and then I know there's a yellow trim icon on the left-hand side.
Okay. I mean, like when I used to put things on YouTube, I used to just put it in iMovie, and then in iMovie, then I can just take out, you could trim in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It may not be iMovie, because iMovie is confusing to me, if I'm being honest.
Is it? Are you an iPhone user? Are you an iPhone user?
Yeah, like on my phone and my computer, I just find it confusing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what I use. But I just open the file and it pops up, and it's a black background, and I just trim like the beginning and the end, and I just let everything ride.
Oh, and do you do Anchor as well too?
No, I use Libsyn.
Oh, okay. I never use Libsyn. Okay. Yes. No, because I didn't know if I wanted to backtrack, because I definitely didn't want to it's not the point where I wanted to definitely expose too much, but
okay. Of course, no, don't share what you don't want to.
Yeah. So but yeah, so I just say life is not happening. Now it's like, if you kept this in, then people would be like, what is she talking about?
That's true. Now you got to go to the Becoming Unique podcast and figure it out.
No. Yeah, life is, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And I think a lot of times people could stay in the slump of like, why is it this way? It's not fair. Why are you not acting the way I want you to act? And why are you doing this? And it's like, you can look at outsiders around you
Uh-huh.
and try to make them the blame of like you just maybe not being where you want to be. And I think a lot of people are unconsciously not realizing that, they may just put blame on everyone else and not realize it all comes back to you.
Mm-hmm.
The work has to be done within you,
Yes.
you
And so
know.
when you say the work has to be done, because I'm sure people that hasn't started their spiritual journey, they hear these terms and like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like doing the work.
Um, I didn't realize work needed to be done. I just went along on the journey. I guess I got in the car and I didn't know where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was going to the corner, but I just kept driving.
Yeah. Like,
you
what
know,
else
I
is there to learn?
and now I'm realizing now I'm really on the big highway and now I'm like, wait a minute, there's a bigger road than the short road that was over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I made the turn into the highway and so I'm just blessed that I was able to not try to blame everything else around me, you
Yeah.
know, for me maybe being stuck in life
Yeah.
and not even realizing I was stuck. I didn't know I was stuck until I got out of being stuck.
Wow. And it takes your power back when you say, you know what, I'm the reason why, these circumstances have happened rather than this person did this to me. So they need to apologize before I can move on.
Yeah.
It just takes that autonomy back. So I know from personally speaking, like when I went and still going through, I'm still growing spiritually. So I still have my experiences, but those moments where I'm just really upset and, I'm just highly emotional with the tears and with not wanting to be around people, just having that purging of that sad energy and stuff. I know yoga helped me, like just moving the body. Like I'm learning, like the lesson I've been getting recently is that I need to get out of my head so much and more in my body because we realized when I came onto your podcast that we have the opposite signs. I'm a Virgo sun, Cancer moon.
Hmm.
So I'm very emotional, whereas the Virgos should be like very diplomatic with their emotions and compartmentalize things well. And so I'm trying to learn, not to be so stuck up in my head and want everything to be right and needing to know all the steps before I can act, to just flow more,
Hmm.
just hold more space for me to just trial and error, learn new things, feel your feelings. It's okay to have a cry day. It's okay but you got to move your body. You got to stay moving.
Yeah. Yeah, when I started the gym membership, and I started the gym membership solely because it was probably at a time where I was probably the largest weight of my life. And
Yeah.
when I say largest weight, I mean it's like I was, even though I don't even want to say the weight because then people be like, what are you talking about? I'm trying.
Yeah. Somebody will say something.
Yeah. So, for me, it was, the largest weight at that moment in my life. So it was more like, let me get to the gym and get a flat stomach. It wasn't even about losing weight. It was just probably like, let me see if I get my flat stomach. And then also growing up with being a smaller person, sometimes when you get to that hump where this is also like, sometimes when people have blessings, if this is called a blessing, I don't know, you
Okay.
know, it's sometimes a curse at the same time. So with growing up being a smaller person, I never had to work for my body.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a curse because I never learned to work for my body. So then now when my body starts changing, then it's like,
Mhm.
what do I do?
Yeah.
So where they had to work for what they had to work for, it's like almost like the child that's spoiled. They never had to work for anything. And
Exactly.
then when they get into the real world, they don't understand, like, wait a minute, I have to work for stuff, where the other kid that's always had to do stuff,
Mm.
they already are steps ahead because
True,
they
true.
understand how to do that. So then of course, I didn't have a system in place. Like working out wasn't my thing. It's like, I woke up and I was, my body was, decent. So now my body's become going,
Mhm.
going this way. A lot of times, like things are not happening to you, it's happening for you, because now
Mhm.
with it going, a different direction, now I had to realize, it didn't allow me to start working.
Mhm.
So, but if it would have just kept staying the same, I don't think I would be here. if my body stayed, the gym was a huge part of like me like being introduced to yoga. And I'm not saying this was the first time I took yoga. Throughout the years, I've taken Bikram yoga classes, and that was like every like 5 years or so. It was like I got to the point where it'd be like, oh, I need to focus on me now. What am I gonna do? And then I would always sign up for that 1 week for $20. Take that
Yoga
1
class.
week. Yeah, and then I wouldn't invest the rest because then they say like, oh, buy the package for 6 months for $1,400 or whatever the case is, and it just seemed like too way out there for me. Oh, I don't know, I'm not giving all that money,
Yeah.
So I never took my yoga past that 1 week of Bikram. But once I decided to invest in like having an actual gym membership.
Yeah.
And I couldn't just go to a regular gym because I'm at this point where the gym is not my thing. Like I couldn't go to a $10 a month gym because I think that gym you need to have. I needed the lights, the glamour. I needed everything. So I went to
me. Okay.
Yes, I needed that. So I went to Equinox. Do you guys have Equinox?
Oh, you hot class. Yowzers.
I was like, what? They have like towels in the refrigerator with eucalyptus that you just splash on your face. Like literally, like you're working out and right next to you is like a refrigerator with rolled up towels filled with eucalyptus in the refrigerator.
See, spa energy is my jam. And this sounds very much like a spa gym.
Well, this is right next to the treadmill. Like literally, like. And then
spa energy.
Yeah. So of course, so it was like top. And then I'm in New York City, so like the locations were great. You're looking out the window and you're seeing these amazing locations. Some of the locations have pools. Yeah. I mean, and then you have the steam room and the sauna, and then you walk into the locker room. It was no sweaty locker room. It was always somebody there attending everything. It was just like it was definitely high and high. So that gave me the motivation to want to go, even if I just was just inhaling, like
just being in the energy of wealth.
Yes.
Gosh, I love. Like I've never considered like trying to manifest a luxury gym membership. I'm gonna add that to the list.
Yeah. So
that's high class.
You're like a teacher, so you could maybe teach and just have it and you don't even have to pay for it because now you're like you're a teacher, so you get the gym membership.
Go out with the manifestation.
Yes. Just do like 1 or 2 classes a week. But yeah, so then once I was in the gym, then I started taking the yoga classes. I tried taking all the classes, the HIIT, the this, that, but I always seem to keep coming back to yoga because I think my energy was just a calmer energy, and I like, the whole vibration around the yoga. And so here goes, I guess I'll keep referencing, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. With my body going, left field or going off track, and allow me to go into the gym and discover yoga for real. And with discovering yoga, it's just so many layers to it. That's where the spirituality started to come into effect and so on. So I forgot what the beginning question was. Oh, with yoga.
No, just the importance of moving the body.
So then of course then I started moving the body more, and then also with this, now that I got like energized with like, oh, I'm going to the gym and I'm doing all this type of stuff, I was like, I'm gonna run the New York City Marathon.
Go off. You said, what else can I do?
Yes. What else?
Put it to the test.
The vibration was moving now. I was moving out of this stagnant place of I'm a mom and this is what I am. And I drive my minivan. I manifested being a soccer mom. I went to
come on, Cancer Queen.
Yeah, I said I went to the, like throughout those years when I was raising my children, I was like, I got minivans back to back. And like, even though my husband is more of like the person like, yo, we need a 2-seater coupe. And he would like be upset. Like I'm driving out the dealership with minivans. I was like, this is practical. This is the life I live. Even though he's just like, we need fast life.
What's his sign if you don't mind me asking?
Aquarius.
Cancer and Aquarius.
Definitely yin and yang. Like there is nothing alike about us.
Like opposites attract, so it works.
Yeah, I guess so. There's nothing. I swear, everything we say is in salt and pepper. It's just like complete opposites with everything. But I'm like, I'm the one driving all the summertime, I need to have my minivan and
Okay.
so that's the life that I was giving before. So, but then now I stepped into some, I stayed stagnant in the motherhood life, but in never discovering the unique life.
Yeah.
My unique life.
The-
So then now, once I got in the gym, I'm getting the vibration, and then I wanted to run the marathon. And I tried Googling information, but for whatever reason, it wasn't my time when I first tried to like Google to really figure out how do I even start the process of running the marathon. Like I don't run, that's not my
Okay.
thing. I
No.
just always like, you know how you love something from a distance?
Yes.
So as a child, I lived in New York City as well. So my whole life. So the
Mhm.
marathon used to run right past my building. And as a child, I used to like, at that time, you can give out water. You didn't, I could
Oh
just go
yeah.
outside to the table and start handing them the paper cups of water and they were running. And I was just always so like, I felt the energy of the marathon. Every year when
Yeah.
it happened, I would feel the energy like, oh my God, it just seems so amazing and
Yeah.
so
Cheering
far.
people on.
Yes, and so far, like, oh, I wish I could do that one day. Like, so like every year, because it was always in front of my building, I would just always run downstairs. I remember the year Diddy ran past with his entourage. Like, it was
Oh,
just
the
always,
vote or die. The vote or die shirt.
maybe he had to vote to die, but yeah, I remember when, the year he ran past, but like, it
Yeah.
was just constant. That energy was always in my system. And it was like, I worked as well. So like, I remember a few years, like when it was marathons, I would be working that Sunday and you would just see people like walking through the neighborhood with their like, aluminum jackets on, because they would give you this aluminum foil after the race and they're walking. I just always looked at them like, you are amazing. Like, I
Yeah.
wish I could do something like that one day, but never putting, you just look at it and be like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
But
Keep it
you
in the
just felt it
mind.
was far out your reach at the same time.
Yeah.
So then one day, I'm at my daughter's school event and my daughter's friend's mom, which is my friend as well too. She
Yeah.
was like, oh, what time is this thing over? I got to get to my running club. I was like, your running club? So, I was able to receive the information because now this is what's on my thoughts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because if she
Uh-huh.
said running club to me 3 years ago, I'd be like, okay, bye girl.
But now
I
you're on
wouldn't have
that
heard it.
frequency. You're on that
Yeah.
vibration now.
And then she was like, yeah, I'm about to run the marathon. I was like, you're about to run the marathon? I've always wanted to run that my whole life. And so then now she was like, this is what we're going to do. So we literally went to the place. She signed me up that night and I started to get in the program. And then in New York City to run the marathon, it's like, you have to run like 9+1, 9 races and 1
Okay.
volunteer. So then I signed up to start to do that process,
Okay.
and I was just in the year she signed me up, it was too late for me to enter. It was like November. So it was impossible for me to do 9 races in November. So I had to start in 2019 to run for 2020.
Okay.
So in 2019, and thank God, because I was just like, oh, this is not fair. I want to hurry up and get to this marathon now. And then once I started running these races, I'm only running 4 miles. And I'm like, what are we talking about running 26 miles?
I'm not there yet. I'm just
Yeah,
simply
so
not
I understand why you need to start to build your, races up
a
before you can
word.
qualify to run this marathon. Because you
Come on,
can't just
slow
say,
and steady wins the race.
yeah, like so I did my 9 races in 2019 in my volunteer work, and 2020 comes, I'm ready to run the race. And so in 2020, like February, it was like, okay, you qualify, pay for your fees so you can run into, what's the name? I pay my fees, I'm ready. I'm like, yes, I'm running the marathon this year. And and so then COVID happens in
Damn COVID.
2020. So then 2020 was wiped out of running the marathon, and I haven't ran at all. So also during the running process, I was realizing, do I want to run the marathon for my ego or for myself? Like, what am I running for?
What's the intention behind the run?
Yeah, I make it clear to myself. I said, I think this is straight for ego,
Okay.
because I'm not getting up and wanting to do this. I'm getting up and wanting to catch a 12 o'clock yoga class.
Yeah.
I'm not doing running just because it's like, oh, I need to take a run. So I realized the difference between that. And during 2020, I'm like, okay, am I gonna run this marathon? I'm not even like training. Like, what am I gonna really do? Like during COVID. And
Right.
I'm like, I'm like, I paid for it, but like, do I really want to do this? But then now I'm like playing with, is it laziness or or am I blaming ego because I'm just too lazy to put the work in?
Come on, self-awareness.
Yeah. So
Check yourself.
yeah, so I was playing with that as well too. And so I actually got the email yesterday. So then it was like, okay, you can we don't you can sign up for the marathon like now once like COVID started to switch around like early this year and stuff like that. It's like we're not sure if 2020 is gone, but sign up and let us know what year, because also we don't know if you're going to be 2021. I don't know if they're going to have less people running this year. So they was like, pick which year you want to run.
Okay.
Like you already paid for it, you qualify, but you now need to pick which year. So I put 2021 as my first choice and my second choice. And I just got the email yesterday saying, congratulations, you're going to run the 2021 marathon. So I was like, oh my God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I know. Cheers. I need to start training. So because I have not ran since my last race, and my last race was a half marathon, which 13.1 miles, and literally like that broke my body. I could not walk for a week. Ooh. It was like because also I think people that also run, they run every day, or they have a schedule of running. I literally just showed up for the race. Yeah. So I wasn't prepared.
You know why I'm here.
Yeah. So this is about to be a new part of the journey, because I can't just wake up on November, whatever day it was, November 9th. I don't know. I forgot the date.
Probably 11/11.
No, it's usually the first Sunday. So maybe it was November 6th or something. It's usually the first Sunday in November. So maybe I switched the number around by saying that maybe it was the 6th, but it's usually the first Sunday in November.
I've only done 5Ks, and it's been well over like 8 years ago since I've done one.
Yeah.
I need to get back out there because I don't enjoy running either. Like I was on track in 5th grade for literally one meet. I was the third person in the 4x4. I developed asthma later on in life. So yeah, running is just not my jam. I'm more of a jump, burpees, box jumps, like just dynamic, quick, short term.
Yeah.
Bouts of cardio. I wish I had that sustainability to go. So cheers to you, girl.
Well, it's gonna be a lot of walking and running. It ain't gonna be straight 26 running. It's gonna be like, I'll pace myself, and I'm not gonna stress myself. I'm not trying to beat the time. The only thing I did say to myself is that I hope to get to the finish line before the sun goes down.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because it's so many people, they put you in waves, and my time, I'm not a fast runner. Like they have like what's your pace? Yeah, your pace.
Okay.
And they have your pace like already logged in from the other races. And so some people may have a 6-minute pace, 6 minutes a mile. I'm like 12 minutes, like my pace is higher. So I'm going to be in like the last wave of people.
Okay.
So that's how they do it. So I won't be the first wave coming out. Yeah. So even if, let's say if the race starts at 7 a.m., I may be going out at 11.
Yeah, true. Oh, it's going to be exciting though. If it's November in New York, it's going to be chilly.
Well, yeah, that's good, because then you're running, so then you're getting hot.
So you're generating all that energy, so it keeps you cool while you're running.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna still have shorts on, because it's been times I've been running, and it's like the first time I ran, I put a jacket. I was like, what the heck? I'm gonna just throw the jacket on the ground. So yeah, you start to, because you're moving, so then your body's warming up. So November, I just hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah, that will suck.
And this year, I think whatever day the marathon was supposed to come, I was like, thank God it's raining. It didn't happen this year, because it was like a really crappy day.
Oh, well, kudos to you, hon. I need to get back into my running and things. So before we started recording, we were chatting about singing bowls.
Yes.
So what can you tell us about singing bowls? I have my little Tibetan one, but you have a nice large one. Goals. Goals. I'm trying to manifest a sponsorship where they'll just give me some bowls. I need to start promoting that I use these on my podcast.
You know what? I'm still new to this, and actually one of my guests that came onto my podcast, she had one, and she used it, and she gave us a little sound bath on it. And and then I got even more interested in it, even though I was seeing it. You know how like I'm following all the spirituality people, I see it. So I end up watching someone's live one day, and she had like these crazy expensive ones, and like she had a live with someone from the company, and like their minimum price bowl was like $600-700. It was like the really pretty, like,
Right. They're so
yeah, I was, and
expensive.
so once I heard that, I was like, oh my God, this is like out of my range. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. But then I asked the guest that I had on, I was like, well, where did you get yours? She said Etsy. And when I went to
Okay.
Etsy, it was just like 150, 200. It wasn't too bad or
Okay.
anything like that. And then also the person that was trying to sell the $700 bowls and stuff, they was like, don't buy from Amazon. I guess because they wanted you to think that only their high-end bowls was the only bowls to have. I got mine off Amazon for like $100.
Let's go. Okay.
And it
So,
came, and so I have my I have the suede, I don't even know what's called, the stick.
uh-huh.
And then the ring, I didn't even know what to do with the ring. I saw it came with a ring, and I had to go and look on YouTube. I was like, what do you do with the ring? And then I found out you put the ring underneath the bowl.
Uh-huh. Little
And
cushion.
it makes it really loud when you do the ring.
Yeah, it makes a total difference in
Yeah,
the
when you
tone.
do the ring. And then so I know I wanted to get for the chakras. So every chakra has a different note.
Okay.
And this is the heart chakra. And I hope I'm saying the right note. I believe this is F.
F.
So like
Okay.
you could just Google it, be like, oh, what chakra you want to work on, and say, okay, what, which one I want to, get for. So like when I got it, it was like, which note do you want? And I picked the note for what's the name, the heart chakra. And then, and then the longer you go, then it like really starts to get like loud.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm not even leveled good over here because I guess I'm trying to do it all sideways. But
Oh, okay. That was a
but
nice
yeah,
sound.
then the sound just starts like magnifying like really loud. And it's like when I have it on the floor, I feel the vibration going through my legs as well too. Like I'll be sitting on the floor and I feel the vibration going through my legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm still new, and then I just feel like to really learn something is just to like touch it and experience it for yourself. Like we can do all our research that we want to in the world, but I'm just finding out, especially with this Become a Unique journey, is just like, just go for it and
Yeah.
learn along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
And
throw
just,
yourself out there and try something new.
yeah, and just learn along the way. So yeah, and I've been incorporating this and my yoga classes that I've been doing on Zoom. So
Yeah.
I usually with the breathing, like you started yours off with the breathing, I'll do a ding, inhale in, inhale in,
Hmm.
big exhale out. And then when I chime for the second inhale in, then I'll just do another chime, and then that'll be like for another inhale. And then I'll just, during my yoga class, I do Derma talk. Am I saying it right? Derma talk. I
Okay.
feel like I'm saying it wrong. Where at the beginning of class, once I bring, when class first starts, and I didn't realize this when I was taking yoga classes all these years throughout yoga, but
Uh-huh.
until I went to yoga school, and they kind of broke it down, how the class structure.
Okay.
And I never took, this is why they used to just have me so sucked in. They was like, they explain when people come into class, they like crazy, they're busy, and they're always like frazzled and stuff
Frazzled.
like
Yeah.
that. And you want to bring it down.
Mm.
So the first 10 minutes of classing is taking whatever energy they came in with to bring the whole class back down.
Makes sense.
So the first 10 minutes, that's why we do the deep breathing. And
Yeah.
then I do my Dharma talk, and I just started using cards,
Oh,
oracle
Oracle
cards.
cards?
Yeah. So with the past two classes, I pulled oracle cards, like what should I talk about in this class? So the first one was Santosha, and Santosha is a part of the niyamas, which is contentment. So
Okay.
I talked about being content. And within yoga, there's something called the 8 limbs of yoga. And a lot of people just know yoga as the asana, and the asana is only one of the 8 limbs. But yoga is a whole philosophy with your yamas, your niyamas, your asana, your pranayama. Pranayama is your breath. And then
Okay.
there's all of these all of these pieces to yoga. It's not just the moving of the body,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
So I'll take, a few minutes to talk about that, whatever topic I'm talking about, but it's always something to bring some type of enlightenment or understanding, around the subject of whatever I'm talking about, and also how you can implement it in your life. And
Yeah.
then I'll do just like a quick, like, circle around, give a little sound bath. And then, then now I'll start to bring them up into a seated position, because I usually start off in Sutta Buddha Kanasta, which is like laying down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once they come up, then you start the stretching and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
love that they broke it down, even though I've been taking those yoga classes for 2 years, just hearing how the structure of it's broke down. I was like, wow. And then of course at the
Mhm.
end, you bring them back down again with Savasana.
Yes, I love that. What can you tell me about your experience completing an online yoga teacher training?
Yeah, I was against it, but now I'm so happy that it did happen
Same.
online.
I did want to
Yeah,
do
because
it in person, but it seemed like that's kind of the thing now.
yeah, and I actually did actually start the yoga school March of 2020, and
Okay.
COVID happened 2 weeks
Yeah.
later.
Damn, like right when it had started.
Yeah, so it was the same program. So I got to get like, 2 weekends like in person. But of course, everything was like kind of like forgotten time. We came back around. Then they sent the email saying, hey, we're going to do it online. And I'm so happy I went for it, because I was kind of against it. I was like, I don't want to do online. I need in person. I need in person.
Touch
But
me.
yeah, but I think online, it just gave me, I think I was able to experience it more, even though it was on the screen,
Hmm.
because you're in your own environment. You got to really just, like, I could just sit there like and just be taking notes, like with like in any position, where I feel like if I was there, I would. Because I do remember when I was in class and taking notes on my mat, I remember there was uncomfortable parts, like, oh,
Sitting
like uncomfortable.
upright, the whole
Yeah,
time.
and stuff like that. It's like, and then it's like times like, it's like never put your feet out to the yoga teacher, because it's almost like disrespect, some things like that. And like,
What?
I don't remember the exact details, but I remember some things. It's like, oh no, I shouldn't put my feet this way or that way and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I do remember those points. So I was just happy. I was like literally just like laying on the couch, just doing
Relax.
whatever.
To
And
receive
so
it.
now I can receive the information a little bit different. And
Hmm.
then, and we had to take out classes, and then and also I guess now that I got so relaxed with being at home, with a part of being the yoga, training, you still have to take classes.
Yeah.
So otherwise I've been running back and forth. Oh, I gotta get to my class. I gotta get my, my X amount of hours in classes. I was able to do my classes right in at home, because then you're just taking them off of Zoom.
True, true.
So
Oh, nice. Okay, I didn't consider that.
yeah, because it's not just like 200 hours of of classroom work. It's, you also have to take actual, classes,
Practical.
also some classes with observations and things like that, and classes where you were taking the classes. But now that you're having like understanding class structure and all this information about poses and stuff, now you're able to see classes differently.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I didn't consider that. Because you will have to keep taking classes, and if you can just do it on Zoom, that eliminates the travel and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
and that hustle and bustle of life. Yeah.
And also, I feel like encourages you to create your space,
Yeah.
because you got to have like a dedicated space to do all that stuff.
Exactly.
So you mentioned that you used Oracle cards now. I would love it if you like pulled one, if they're close by chance.
I'll
Your
just have to
card.
walk away from the camera. We'll have to
Okay.
go. Okay,
No, you
get
fine.
walk away.
I'll chat up with them. But yes, you guys. So if you were considering about going to do your yoga teacher training, consider it. Maybe like this is a cue for you. I know it is for me. Because like Unique said at first, I was like, I want to do mine like in person. I want to like I even entertain like, oh, I want to save up to go to India and go to the place and do the whole retreat thing. But hey, I mean, we're moving to online, where everything is just kind of virtual now.
Yeah.
The new normal.
So oracle cards are definitely new for me. And I had
Okay.
an episode like, someone coming to talk about them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this right here, I'm just literally learning as I'm going, and I'm pulling for myself. And then I realized, a lot of cards that I'm pulling for myself, it just kind of like resonates with me. It's telling my story. I mean, of course, I'm not going to try to pull for anybody else. I don't know if it's just my spirits. Like maybe in the future, I can pull for other people. But I think now that, I'm still at the beginning of the spiritual journey and stuff, and I'm just getting in tune with my guardian angels and things like that. I think, it's, I'm working with them opposed to me trying to like work with other people's
Oh yeah, I feel you.
but these are right. And I love that. Now the thing about with yoga school, it's not like you're just in yoga school doing poses all day. It's literally they're telling you about the philosophy, the gods, and this and this. It was a lot of information, and a lot of information that I did not. You got the gist of it, but I don't know the details of it.
Okay.
And so, they're talking about in the mantras and the prayers and the wording and all of that stuff that comes with yoga. You hear all this chanting, and we were getting all of this information. Yeah. And it was like, I got it, but I didn't get the details.
Okay.
Because it was just coming so fast. It's not like we spent one day it was like on to the next one, and it's but so much. So what I like about these cards, and I think spirit guided me to these cards, is called a yoga path.
A yoga path. Okay.
And it literally is like taking like the stuff I was talking about, like the 8 limbs of yoga, and like and it's allowing me, like when I pull a card, and then I go look up a YouTube video about it, and now I'm teaching myself all this information that was being given to me in yoga school.
Yeah.
Now I'm able to slowly start to learn it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then, like I said, with Santosha, I pulled the card, and it was about contentment. And now when I hear Santosha, now I know, even though I heard it during yoga school, it didn't stay. But now I know it, because now I pulled the card, I did my research on it, and I was able to talk about it. And that's, and there's a podcaster called Jim Quick, and he always says, if you want to learn something, teach it.
You know what? I came to that realization the other day because like with learning choreography from other people, some choreographers I get it, some I don't get it as quickly. And it just came to me the other day, like, girl, like you're a choreographer as well, like you're a teacher as well. You're a natural born educator. If you don't get it the way they taught it, see if you can teach yourself. And I've been trying to do that now when I dance. And it helps me like get out of the anxiety of like, oh my God, I don't know it. Well, if you don't know it, teach yourself.
Yeah.
Don't just rely on someone else's teaching, and like also like when I'm studying, like with a study buddy, I feel like if I can explain it to someone else, then I really know it rather than just memorizing and regurgitating it. But if I could explain it to someone else, that just seals it in for me to understand it. I have to teach it to someone else.
Yeah. So that's the Becoming Unique podcast. Like I'm learning and teaching at the same time. So or teaching and learning and so on. And so what I usually do when I do the oracle cards, I say, what message do you have for me today? I close my eyes and hope that spirit. And then I usually wait for a jumper card.
Yeah. I like for them flip out.
Yeah, flip out, because I'd be like, that's the message. So I'm still figuring out the way I like it, and that's the way I like it. Because then when I don't have jumper cards, I'd be like, I don't want to pull it. I want you to give it to me.
Let me know.
So I just like kind of go like that. So what message do you have for us today? What message?
I love this.
Yeah. Let's see if we get a jumper. But
some people like do the flip over, like the bottom of the deck, and I just I want to.
Yeah, because I just feel like when the jumper comes, that was the message for me. But and sometimes I don't get the jumper. Maybe they don't have a message, and I'm almost. But like I'm just learning. This has been like such a learning deck, because it's just like everything. Because there's so much philosophy and understanding behind yoga than just like downward dog. It's just like and that's why I was just so intrigued by it, because I used to feel like I used to go to yoga church. Like it was like a sermon. Like I didn't know what they did to me, like between them talking and the calmness, and then having my body like take my heart rate up and then bring me back down. It's like, what did I just do? You know, what experience did they get? And every teacher gives a different experience.
That's true.
Yeah, I remember one teacher, she used to sing at the end of her classes. When she took us down to Savasana, she would be like, she used to like, and it was just like her voice was so angelic and you know, so every teacher was different. One teacher would walk around and like, you just never know. Sometimes she'll pick you and just like massage your shoulders and have essential oils on you. So yeah,
that's a nice touch when they have the rolled up rags of the essential oils for
yeah,
your sweat.
yes. I'm like, what did you just do to me?
Sometimes, like if they end in child's pose, I like to go around and like press on their tailbone for a little bit.
Oh yes, yes,
A little massage, you know. And also, like when you're laying out in corpse pose, like pick up their ankle and like just pull.
Yes.
From the hip.
But I wonder, it's like now I don't think we could touch anymore.
Right, exactly. I've tried to like kind of stay away from that, like with the whole COVID thing, you know, even though I like hug on people or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, some people don't want to be touched. So just try to be mindful of that. That was like one of the hardest things for me with COVID, just not initially hugging people when I see them. Because I'm a Cancer moon.
Yeah,
you know, hug me. Get heart to heart with me.
I feel like we got the pull. No jumper when I come out today. I'm like, I'm over here shuffling you. We got no jumper. No jumper.
That's a message. No, I'm the same way.
Well, you say you haven't started the oracle cards yet. I feel like you're an oracle card reader. Oh, you do.
Yeah, I have the Moonology oracle cards. I got them in my windowsill right now. Get some sun. But yeah, I just have one deck of oracle cards and I have 3 tarot decks.
Tarot seems so challenging. Like I'm like, will I ever understand that?
I love it. I mean, because it follows the elements, you know, like earth, air, fire, water. Yeah, I don't know. It speaks to me. I've been doing tarot since 2015.
Oh, okay. So you're a pro in this. You can get that. Yeah.
Like I'll just say I'm debating on starting YouTube channels, you know, or YouTube videos because I really enjoy it, and it just I don't know, it just makes sense to me. Like it just speaks to me, like, and I understand like the imagery may be different with different decks and illustrators and stuff, but that's I don't know, that's cool to me, like seeing how your mind can go in different ways. The message.
I don't know. It's like, do I just pull one? And I watched a video of the girl that made this deck, and she was just like, spread them out and just like kind of put your hands over it. And where
some people do that too.
Yeah, she was like, where do you feel the heat and the vibration? Like, and then wherever you feel the heat, like that's. I remember when I was watching her. Do you follow her, Sahara Rose?
Sahara Rose, I haven't heard of her. No.
Okay. Yeah, because she's like, well, she's popular in the spiritual world, I guess, and this is her deck, and so.
We should try to like maybe manifest having her on your podcast.
I know. I was thinking that the other day.
Cause that's what I was thinking. Like also like, you know, just giving more spiritual workers a platform, you know.
Well, she's popular. She's definitely
she out here.
She out here. She one of the ones. She out here. She out here. And I think she has a few books out, and yeah, she's definitely in the I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, and then she was like, put it on your heart. And then, you know, of course, she made it like a whole thing. Yes.
Spiritual.
What message do you have or whatever and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, I'm completely new to this. And this one is Prana. It's a beautiful one.
If you're listening to this on in audio, check out the YouTube video so you can see what we're talking about.
Oh, she looks so beautiful, but let me see what page it's on. So of course, like I've never pulled this card before. This is a new one for me. Okay, let me see.
And the card, you guys, it's a teal background card, and it's a woman that's seated on her knees, kind of seated on her heels at the back, and her arms are in prayer pose above her crown with like some lotus, butterfly-ish type imagery overlaid over her.
Okay, now I just started wearing glasses, and I have the glasses where it's like one vision here, and then it's like the reading parts here, but I get the bifocals. And then it's like,
those are bifocals. Okay. I said those are bifocals because I thought it was the ones where like the lens like totally comes up like Dwayne.
Yeah. Well, I just learned because I just got glasses last year, and they was like, you have to, because I see kind of normal going this way, but then when it comes to reading, that's where it's just like, whoa, what is going on? I don't see anything. And then so I have to look down, which is annoying to look down. So then it's just like, I see why people do like this now.
Right.
I'm trying to figure it all out. So with the cards, there's upright and reverse, and it came up upright. So they give us two definitions. So it came up upright, and it says, when you're prana filled, you are becoming the vital life force. So prana is in the not the yamas, in the 8 limbs of yoga, it means your breath, and your breath is your life force. So
you want to know something funny? Chi means life force in like Chinese or something like that.
Chi.
Like
CheChe. Oh, yes. Okay. So it's all about the life force.
Let's go.
Okay. Energy flows easily throughout your body, and you are at one with the divine consciousness. You dance through life with fluid movement, and your energy extends out of your body, felt by those surrounding you. You are in control of your breath and utilize it to move life force around you, bringing your mind, body, and spirit into balance. Continue to breathe into the light that exists within you. This is your connection to the universal energy.
Love that.
Yeah.
I receive.
Yes, beautiful way to like end it off or go towards the ending, because reminding us that the life force is within us and that we are the life force. So yeah.
And keep the body moving.
Yes.
Breathing life and, keep the breath flowing throughout the body and stuff. So I thank you so much for that oracle reading.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, Miss Unique. Well, before we let you go, please let the people know where they can find you and get some more of your healing energy.
Thank you. Becoming Unique on all podcast platforms, Becoming Unique on Instagram as well too. Follow me on Instagram because I'm very active.
Yes, you are, with the reels. You've been killing it with the TikTok reels.
Yes, I post every single day. That's my goal, to post every day, because I feel like when I don't see people post, then I forget about them.
True.
So
I need to get better with that.
So that's just my personal goal, to post out there every day, and so I could get myself out there. And yay. And so, oh my God, thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
Of course, my love. I have to return the favor.
Yes.
I have to. But yes, thank you so much for your time, Unique. And you guys, you already know you can check me out on YouTube, Instagram, CheChe Babe, CheCheBabe, as well as the My Virgo Friend podcast. Follow my good friend Unique, Cancer Queen, Virgo Moon. Support her, send her some love, add her on Instagram as well. And if you only listen to this on audio, definitely go back and watch the YouTube video of this, just to really take in her beautiful energy, her beautiful aura. And also to see the card we was talking about with the oracle reading. But just thank you so much for your love and your support. Keep breathing, keep moving your body, keep drinking your water and saying your affirmations and all the things with your spiritual journey, you guys. My love to you, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Unique.